Right, so I'm here with the final video of today, which is a keep or sell video. We actually did do that with the lads, but unfortunately there was a quite a lot of errors were made in that video, so I'm having to redo again. So this is take two of this video, actually. So yeah, there you go. So I'm just gonna name players off, decide that if they're good enough to stay at this football club, if they need to be sold, loan players, who would I get permanent and who would I send back to their actual club, and also I'll discuss the players that have went out on loan as well. So there you go. Starting off with goalkeepers, Martin Dubravka, absolutely 100% keeper this football club. He has been needed a lot of the times when he's bailed us out. A lot of the times when defenders have switched off in certain positions. What amazes me are how he's not been given the number one number for this season, which is beyond me. And he's done absolutely fantastic for this club. It was a nice bargain. We got him for him in the summer last year when he was on loan to us last season. But he's been one of our best keepers in a very long time. And definitely want to keep him here at this football club. Freddie Woodman, I'd also keep him. He's a young lad, and I think he is starting to come up through the ranks now. So maybe he is a one to be on the bench, and also maybe play in a few League Cup games, FA Cup games for next season. And yeah, and I think he has got a future here at this football club, in my opinion. I know some others have been saying the same thing as well. So, yeah, I definitely one I like to keep. Another goalkeeper I like to keep here at this club. Carl Darlow, unfortunately, I'd sell him. He's only played one game in this season. That was the League Cup against Nottingham Forest. But performances I've also seen before that, I think he's made mistakes a lot of the time. Yeah, and I think it's a new club is needed for him. A championship club might go and get him, but we shall see what happens in the summer. But for me, I think Caldolo needs a move away. Rob Elliott, I'd also sell him. He's not played at all this season. How can you be number one and not play a single game at all this season? He is into his early 30s, but still, he's not been playing at all this season, and he needs a new club to maybe start playing games a lot more games a lot of the time. So unfortunately, Rob Elliott for me has to go as well. Unfortunately, into the defenders, I'm going to start off with in the right backs, DeAndre Yedlin. I'd definitely keep him this club for his pace. He needs to work on his defending a lot of the time because there is people that do get on his back a lot, and they're very critical of him, and also that he gives silly things away a lot of the time. A lot of people are thinking change his position, put him as a right midfielder, then he's good one for getting pace down the right hand side. Do you think it could do that, or do you think if he works on his defending a bit more, then he might come back next season as a far more better player? Let me know what you think. So I definitely keep Yedlin at this club, but I think we do need a new right back as well. Javier Manquillo, I'm actually 50-50 on this one a little bit, to be honest. He has shown in the last few games, and he has done, to me, pretty well. But a lot of fans want to see him do that a lot more regularly because they don't think he's done it enough, and they are onto his back a lot. So, yeah, I am stumped on this one, to be honest. So I'm going to leave this one to use in the comments section. So if I'm really unsure on if I'd keep them or sell any player, I'm going to let down to you think about in the comment section because you might have a better knowledge than me for this one. So Javier Manquillo, I'm 50-50 on this one. Jamie Sterry, he's a young lad, but I think I'd sell him. The reason for that is he does go out on loan a lot of the time, but he then does not get any first team football in a lot of the time. He's always playing in the pretty much a lot of the time in the under 23s if he does not go out on loan. He might play an odd League Cup game, FA Cup game against lower league teams now and then, but unfortunately he's not managed to break through into the first team unfortunately. So if a new club does go for him and gets him permanent, he might start playing a lot more first team football. Do you think I'm being a bit harsh on the lad? Or do you think you agree with what I'm saying? Because, like, he's not getting any first team football and we're having to keep sending him out on loan a lot of the time. So, yeah, let me know. But to me, I think he needs a new club. Into the central defenders I'll go into now. Starting off with Captain Jamal Lascelles, I'd keep him. Even though his performances have been a little bit rocky, to be honest, but I think he has been needed when we've needed him a lot of the time. I know he's now playing in the middle centre back spot. I think maybe it's because he likes to defend more rather than go forward with the ball, since we're playing the wing back system. So yeah, that could be why. So yeah, I definitely keep Jamal Lascelles at this club. Fabian Shaw, another one I definitely keep 100%. He's been done absolutely fantastic for. He likes to come forward with the ball, as I've seen. He has been playing in that right centre back spot, to be honest. And he's done really well, particularly that goal he scored against Burnley. What an absolute cracker that was! He absolutely rifled that in. So he's a defender that likes to take players on, and he's done very well. And hopefully another club doesn't come and sniffing around and go after him. So I definitely like to keep Fabian Shaw here at this football club and see him just as good for next season. Federico Fernandez, I think I'd also keep him as a backup centre-back. I know he did play a lot in the first half of the season, but he didn't really play much in the second half of the season because the likes of we've been playing the likes of Shaw, Lascelles, Lejeune, Dummett in that kind of position. But I think he has done pretty well a lot of the time, Federico Fernandez. So I think he might be a good backup for as a squad player. And he might play in a lot more League Cup games, more FA Cup games there next season. But I think I definitely keep him as backup here at this football club. Florian Lejeune, that's another one I definitely keep. He's been so unlucky with injuries here at this club, unfortunately, which ruled him out. Well, he didn't make his comeback till about January, was it? When he picked up that injury on Newcastle's friendly in the summer last year. But then he started to come back into the team looking really good. And then he picked up the similar injury he did against Crystal Palace, but on his other knee this time. But he has done very well, in my opinion. And I like to keep Florian Lejeune here at this football club. Kieran Clark, I think I'd sell him at this rate. He's played very little for me this season, in my opinion. And is he really a Premier League defender, in my opinion? I think Championship is more on his level, in my opinion. So also a Championship club maybe could come after him and take him to a new club, and he could maybe start be playing a lot more games, because we did use him a lot in the Championship alongside Lascelles. Bits of last season, a few games last season, but he sounds like he's been faded out the team a lot this season. So I think Kieran Clark, to me, needs a new club. So I think I'd have to sell him, unfortunately. Into the left backs, I'm going to start with Paul Dummett. And another one to keep it here at this football club. He has been playing his left centre-back since we are playing the wing-back system. And he has done pretty well as well a lot of the time. So, yeah. A lot of people thinking, is he better at centre-back than he is at left-back? What do you think? But I think I'd definitely be keeping Paul Dummett here at this football club, with him being a local lad as well. So yeah, and he has done pretty well lately since Lejeune picked up that injury, which ruled him out for the rest of the season. So yeah. On loan, Ashraf Lazar, I think I'd sell him. Unfortunately, yeah, you could see he hasn't played a lot of games this season. But from what I've heard, his loans moves away doesn't sound like they've been up to scratch, from what I've heard. And yeah, I think it's a player we might need off the wage bill. Unfortunately, hopefully, he needs to go to a club that's suitable for him because he's definitely not getting games here at this football club anymore by the looks of it. And his current loan moves, from what I've heard, have just not been working out at all. Maybe it's the clubs he's went on loan to have not been right for him. So, to me, Ashraf Lazar, to me, has to go, unfortunately. Into the midfielders, I'm going to start off with John Joe Shelvey. I'd keep him, even though his future is up in the air from what I've heard so far. So I don't know what will happen to him at the end of the season, but I like him for his talent, his passing ability, the way he can pick a pass out of players and really trouble opposition defenders or any other kind of players. And you just got to question why he's not been playing a lot for the remainder of this season. Is it because he hasn't been fit enough? Again, well, I'm pretty unsure about that, but for me, I like to keep John Joe Shelvey here at this football club. Sung-yueng, another player I'd like to keep as well. I think he has done pretty well a lot of the time. And he might be a good backup centre of midfield, backup forward. We might even strengthen that in the summer. You never know. But I think Sung-yueng has done all right. Some point, I think he's been good backup for when we've had to lose Shelvey through injury a lot of the time, and he's the one to me who can pick a pass out as well to other players as well. So I think I like to keep Sung-yueng at this football club. Will he play a lot next season? I'm not really sure, but if we need him for backup, then to me, I think he's there. So Sung-yueng, I think I definitely like to keep him here at this football club. Isaac Hayden, I know I like to keep him because of his performances, but I can understand why I would sell him as well. He wants to be away for family reasons, not for getting bigger paychecks at the end of the week, every month, etc., etc. He wants to move away to be closer with his family because he's got to travel down there, and probably no wonder his petrol bills have been quite high a lot of the time. But yeah, you can understand he wants to be there for his daughter a lot of the time, see her grow up, and just be there for his family a lot of the time, because he has to go drive back and forward a lot of the time just to go and see them. Canny few hour journeys he's having to do. So yeah, I think he'll definitely be away in the summer. I said I like to keep him, but I can also understand why to sell him as well. And he has done pretty well for these last lot of games. Modi Army, I think I'd sell him actually. I know, is he like 1 or 2 games away from triggering an automatic extension? He wanted a 2-year, but I think his performances have not been great at all. He looks like he's getting outbossed a lot, outplayed. To me, he looks like he's past it a little bit out there at the moment, and his performances to me have not been enough for him to trigger a contract extension. So maybe is it time for a new club for him? Because by the looks of it, I think he's looking more to be on the way out than staying at this football club. And I think a few people are saying the same. His performances have not been brilliant lately, but yeah, but again, I could be wrong. A lot of people like him for his tackling as a defensive midfielder, but I don't think we've seen it enough from what we have last season. So I think to me, Modi Army, it's time for a new club for him. Sean Longstaff, and one I'd definitely like to keep at this football club. Very young lad, 21 years of age. And to me, he's got a bright future ahead of this football club. Local lad as well. Scored his first Premier League goal against Burnley back in February. Shame he got that injury away to West Ham. But he's done very well coming up through the ranks and now earning a first team football spot now. And hopefully we can see more great things from him coming when he comes back from injury. One would definitely want to see a lot more of. So I definitely keep Sean Longstaff here at this football club. On loans, these two players who are on loan, I'm going to touch up on. First off, Henri Save, sell, unfortunately. Does it look like he'll be getting any games when he comes back from his loan? And has his performances been promising? Not by the looks of it. He was signing under McLaren back in January 2016, and a lot of people were not convinced by this signing at all, unfortunately. Yeah, and to me, off the wage bill for next season. The other loan player is Jack Colback. Is it true he's out of contract in the summer? But to me, I think we need to sell him as well. Even though people say he is a local boy, but a lot of people have been on his back a lot. He didn't play a lot last season. Did he really play it all last season? In the Championship, he played a lot for her, but a lot of people were on his back a lot. Why think he was a liability at times, doing things he shouldn't be doing, and a lot of people think he's just not good enough to play for this football club. So that's why, for me, Jack Colback comes back for his injury. Another player on, is it a high wage he's on at this club? To me, off the wage bill for next season, and to me, to freshen part of that centre midfield spot, in my opinion. Have I touched on all the centre midfielders? I think I have, including on loan. So I'm going to go into the wingers now. So starting off with Kennedy on loan from Chelsea. It's been a very disappointing season for him this season. Where was the Kennedy from last season? I just don't know. Some fans are wondering the same. I think we have to send him back to Chelsea, unfortunately, and he might find a new loan away to a different club, which might get him back to what he had been the first time he was on loan to us. So yeah, so for me, Kennedy has to be sent back to Chelsea, unfortunately. And Chelsea were offering 30 million, so we've got to pay 30 million to get him permanent. I'm sorry, with his performances this season, I don't think I'd be paying that, unfortunately. So Kennedy back to Chelsea, unfortunately. Christian Atsu. I'm a bit 50-50. I'm 50-50 on this one, unfortunately. He has done pretty well since Almiron picked up that injury. Yeah, so... And he is decent going forward, but sometimes it is his final ball that does let him down a lot of the time. So, yeah... It's a bit like a Iwobi from Arsenal, that he's decent going forward. Final ball is a massive letdown. Again, it's another tough one. A lot of people think he does need to work on that final ball, but his pace is pretty good. So, again, I'm going to leave that one up to you in the comments section. Keep or sell Christian Atsu, because I'm 50-50 on this one, unfortunately. Yeah. Callum Roberts. Is he a centre midfielder, or is he more of a winger? In my opinion, it's odd. I can't remember exactly, so sorry about that. But looks like he could be heading on his way out of the club, and I think I would like to keep him here at this football club. He's still a young lad. Fourthly, could have been a one that was going to come up through the ranks, a bit like Sean Longstaff has. But has Rafa been thinking? Has he decided that? Has he been doing enough that playing for the under-23 squad? It is a pretty hard choice, but I would like to see him club. I think he has been a player ready to come up through the ranks, in my opinion. So yeah, I would like to keep Callum Roberts at this club. Still a young lad, and has got a future and great potential here at this football club, but I think he's out of contract in the summer, and I don't know what is happening with that yet, so unfortunately. Next one I'm going to touch on is Jacob Murphy, who's out on loan at West Brom. Again, this is another one I'm 50-50 on, because he could have good games and he might have disappointing games. I know he didn't play a lot this season, unfortunately, so his confidence was probably low. So maybe the loan move away to West Brom has probably done him good. To get a few more games. And could he come back to being a better player? Or do you think we might sell him permanently? Again, this is a one I'm 50-50 on, in my opinion. So let me know in the comment section. Keep or sell Jacob Murphy. Matt Ritchie. I know he's been playing as a left wing back lately because of the wing back system, but I like to keep him here at this football club, even though his future's in doubt from what I've heard at the moment. So yeah, and he's, to me, he has provided a canny few assists. I think I like what I like about him playing as the left wing back. I think it's easier for him to get crosses in on his stronger foot, rather than when he's playing like on the right hand side, where he's got to like make sure he can get a good crossing on his left foot, because rather than trying to do it on his weaker foot. So it's going to take him time for him to do that. But when he's playing on the left, it looks like he can get a crossing on his left foot quicker than what he can do if he's playing on the right side of midfield. Again, I could be wrong, but I like to keep Matt Ritchie at this football club. So another winger I'm going to touch on is out on loan, and that's Rolando Aarons. And again, this is a one I'm very torn upon at this rate. So yeah, unfortunately, I'm not sure how his loan move has gone so far at Sheffield Wednesday, but he could be a decent young talented lad. He's still a very young lad, but again, this is a one I'm really torn upon as well. So again, this one's down to you in the comment section. Keep or sell Rolando Aarons. Have I touched on all the wingers now? I think I might have done, hopefully. So I'm going to go into the centre attacking midfielders, and which we've already got one of, is Miguel Almiron. And I'd definitely keep him at this football club. Paid £21 million. Broke my transfer record by getting him on. Shame he got that hamstring injury. But to me, he has been promising in this team. He is one to take players on and trouble them. And he's got a great left foot onto him. But hopefully, can we maybe play him as a central attacking role for next season? We shall see. But hopefully, we'll see him back, and maybe we'll see goals from him next season. So 100% keep Miguel Almiron. Into the forwards now, and I'm going to start with Ayoze Perez. I think I'd keep him because of his performances he has been putting on towards the end of this season. But I heard that a lot of people do think he doesn't do enough at this club, thinking he has one bad half of the season, but then he'll turn up second half of the season. But that could also be down to, is he playing with the right people? Because remember, some part of the beginning of the season, he was playing with Hosselu, and it wasn't working for him at all. But since we've been playing with like up attacking three with Almiron, Rondon, and him, he's done very well there. But maybe some fans are still not convinced it is enough for him at this club. There are talks going around that his future is also a bit doubtful as well. There might be a few clubs sniffing around, but we shall see. But for me, I like keep Perez at this football club. Solomon Rondon. We need to get this lad signed on a permanent deal. Yes, I know he is 29 years of age, but he's been fantastic for her. Not just for goals. He scored 11 games for her in all competitions, 10 league goals. But his work rate and the way he holds up the ball has been brilliant. And I would love to see this lad stay on at this club. I would like to see us get him permanent. Will we do that? I really hope so, in my opinion. Even we could just do a swap deal, send Gale to West Brom permanent, or just pay the £16.5 million for him. I've definitely been impressed with Rondon here at this football club. Because there was a lot of questions about him that coming from a very poor West Brom team at first, but I've certainly definitely seen enough of the lad for him to stay here at this football club. So really hope we get Solomon Rondon permanent, and I would definitely like us to keep him here. Dwight Gale, unknown at West Brom. I'd sell him, unfortunately. Championship is his level for scoring goals, not the Premier League, unfortunately. When we were in the Premier League, when he was here, he only scored 6, from what I remember. Solomon Rondon scored 10. So yeah, there's a massive difference there in that. You can see, and he's bagged a canny lot of goals in the Championship. And look, West Brom lost their first game in the playoff. So if West Brom don't get promoted, Gale could be the one for him to go back to next season on permanent, for him to get them the goals to take them back to the Premier League. But for me, Dwight Gale, for me, I'd sell him Petit if he needs goals, because Championship for goals is his level, in my opinion. So yeah, Yoshinori Mutu, I definitely keep him, even though he has not played a lot. But why have we not been giving this lad a chance a lot of the time? Paid $9.5 million. Surely we've got to see some part of them, not just leave him on the bench a lot of the time. And he's only started about 3-4 games, I think it has, in the league. But I think he needs to be given more of a chance. And hopefully he might start getting a few more goals for. He did score his first goal against Man United there this season, and we lost 3-2. But yeah, definitely one I think I'd like to keep and give more of a chance. So I definitely like to keep Mutu here for next season, give him more of a chance. I think we need to. Last forward I'm going to now get into is Joselu, and 100% sell completely. What a total waste of money this lad has been. That's what you get for buying second or a third choice striker from Stoke City. And we've seen maybe a couple of odd good games, but majority of them have been atrocious. Look at his record. He's been at clubs like Real Madrid, but then went to teams like Stoke City then. We bought him, and we've seen more downs than ups this season, fortunately. So to me, Joselu off the wage bill for next season, and maybe get Rondon in on a permanent, or look for another striker at least. So there you go, and that is the players that I've touched up on. Hopefully I've covered them all. If I haven't, let me know in the comments section if I've missed any off, and let me know, would you keep or sell them? Also, what about the players I've said, would I keep or sell? Do you agree with those? Do you think you'd change? Who would you keep or sell at this football club? Who do you think's been good enough, and who do you think has not been good enough, needs to move on? Who needs to be sent on loan to give them a bit more experience to boost their confidence? Let me know, as always. Thank you for watching. That is the video done. I hope you've enjoyed it. So give me a like, comment, as I've said, and please subscribe if you're also new and haven't checked me out on my channel before. And I shall see you all later. Take care of yourselves. I'm gutted the Premier League season is now finished. Let's get ready for next season. So keep an eye out for stuff like transfers. Will Rafa sign a contract? If he stays, if not, who's going to be our new manager? I'll be doing videos on that. And also, so yeah, do keep an eye out for that coming. This will definitely keep the channel going, since the football season will be finished at this rate. See you all later. Hope you had a great weekend, and also it was a fantastic victory for today.